Some friendships are born out of purpose, others of shared values. But the rarest one, they are born of trust, loyalty, and a shared dream to serve humanity. For over 2 decades, I had the profound honor of working alongside a remarkable woman, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson-Lee, not just as her physician, not merely as her finance committee supporter, but as a trusted friend bound by a common cause, the upliftment of our communities and an unwavering support for the people of Pakistan. As the chair of the Congressional Pakistani Caucus, she stood tall, a true champion for justice, international friendship, and humanitarian outreach. From standing with us along the earthquake and floods in Pakistan to amplifying the voice of voiceless in Houston's diverse communities, her leadership never wavered. Her heart beat for service, and her words carried the weight of empathy in every meeting, every hearing, every mission. She carried the banner of peace, equality, and diplomacy. When she passed on July 19th, 2024, the world lost a force, but her legacy, it refuses to fade. 1 year later, I stood before the Houston City Council, not as a physician or an advocate, but as a citizen bearing gratitude. I made the case that our city must never forget her service. And the city answered. Today, Terminal E at Houston International Airport bears her name, a gateway to the world, now forever making, by a woman who spent her life building bridges across oceans and nations. This documentary is not just about a congresswoman. It is about a friend. It is about a voice. It is about a legacy. This is my journey with Sheila Jackson-Lee, a tribute to the enduring power of friendship, public service, and global compassion.
Today is one of those days that Congresswoman is being honored by all the attorneys in this town.
Congratulations.
And there are hundreds of attorneys waiting for her. That's why she is specially dressed, because of that occasion.
No, because of you.
We all know that Congresswoman is a voice of reason in the power corridors of Washington, D.C. And there is no doubt in anybody's mind, she is a true friend of Pakistan. I have one question for her today, that the Prime Minister of Pakistan, with his effort, has got Islamophobia passed today in the and the United Nations has passed 15th March as a day where Islamophobia Day will be, and this is the landmark victory for the entire Muslim Ummah. And I want the Congressman to comment on that how big this event is for all of the Muslim community.
Well, thank you very much. Let me say Ramadan Mubarak again to everyone. Thank you. I want you to have a celebratory and wonderful time in this wonderful home of Dr. Qadeer, and to enjoy the cuisine that I will miss, but I will get a rain check on. Life happens, as they say, but I am no less thankful and grateful for each and every one of you. And I came specifically to say, I think the best words in the English language, and I would imagine in Arabic, I would imagine in languages around the world, that you understand part of the great language of Pakistan. It is thank you. And so today I say thank you for the long-standing friendship that you have offered to me, and to hopefully have you know of the work that we do for Pakistan, but also for the United States. And before I comment on this great event that the Prime Minister has given us and the United Nations has recognized, is to also say to you that happy, I think it is your 70th National Independence Day, and 75th that the embassy had in Washington, and I was able to give a video and to say farewell to the ambassador who is leaving, and his next post will be Brussels, but I say that we worked well together on behalf of Pakistan, and of course your great leader Imran Khan, who has worked hard to try, and I know that we're in different party alliances, but in the United States, the leader is a person that we acknowledge and respect, and I think he's had some mountains and valleys, and he's still bringing Pakistan forward. And for us, we hope that he will continue to do that. We'll continue to strengthen our relationships. So I want to thank you so very much. It is a day of applause. It is a day of celebration in the backdrop of the anniversary of this great nation state and the progress that has been made. But everywhere I go, as I relate to principles and policies of the United States, I remind them of the strength of the Pakistani American community in the United States and the contributions that have been made by this community. I never let them forget that in Washington. And you are strengthened by each successive election. There are Pakistani Americans in the State Department, in the White House, and I will say that I think the Biden administration is one of the most open administrations that we've ever contended with, but it's only the beginning, and it must continue. And so I look forward to working with you. Yes, these resources are needed. I hope you dig deep tonight. I hope I'm at least in your memory. I hope I won't fade when I go out the door, and so I hope that you will spend as much as you possibly can to help. Why? Because as leadership, Chief Deputy Whip, Chair of the Subcommittee on Crime and Judiciary, on the Budget Committee, my responsibilities are enormous in terms of trying to help our Democratic caucus. And I will say to you, it gives me more leverage to be able to talk to a Democratic president and a Democratic caucus when there are issues of concern that you have. It truly makes a difference, and I don't hesitate within our ethical boundaries to be a fighter for you. So help me, one, be reelected in a new district, which takes me to Atascocita and Humble, Texas. Maybe I'll be in Dallas on the next go round. But I'm not to be daunted. I'm going to talk to every person and let them know that I am excited about representing them. But that is costly. I have lawyers abounding because we are in the courts about this district. Who knows what it will turn out to be? And the mounting legal bills are, they just bill them up, and all you have to do is give them what they ask for, because we are in court. We've been sued, and so because the plan I'm in has been sued, and so to no attribution to myself, but I'm in a plan that people don't like. And I want to be able to protect the people that I represent, and that's very important. So you're not giving it to don't you have an easy run? No, you have a challenge that rightly so. If this is a precious seat and a precious opportunity to serve, then you have to fight for it. I'm fighting for it, and I hope in my fight it'll be not for me but for you. And so, Dr. Qadeer, I can't thank you. We will be close together as we continue to work for a better America, but a better friendship between U.S. and Pakistan, a better world.
This will be last question. The community loves you. The Pakistani people in Pakistan loves you. And there is a long-awaited request that we have on your table for your visit to Islamabad. Can you comment on that, that you will affirm to to our community that you will go to Pakistan and meet the challenges here and there, and I want you to give us a date when you will be visiting Pakistan.
Well, it's an absolute yes. As you well know, we have been in the midst of the pandemic, and we have been restrained by our own government. I know that there are members who have made 1 or 2 trips and I appreciate the fact that they have done so. What I am, and I'll just put it on the record, the invitation comes and we call it a MICA trip, which comes to the State Department, but it has to be an invitation by the head of state to come, and out of that, other members can come with me. So I look forward to that document coming, and if it comes, then we translate it into the U.S. State Department, and we move as expeditiously as we can. Let me be very clear, I long to come back. There was a period before this pandemic and other issues that I was a regular visitor, and so from the Peshawar area to Lahore to Karachi to Islamabad to areas during the earthquake, which was a long time ago. But I've been to just about every place and met every prime minister since the time that we flew in with Bill Clinton to meet the general that was taking over, and I've met every prime minister since that time frame. So I'm eager to go back. Thank you so very much.
कांग्रेस में पाकिस्तान कॉकस की चेयरपर्सन शीला जैक्सन ली ने ह्यूस्टन में डेमोक्रेट रहनुमा डॉक्टर आसिफ कदीर की वालदा के इंतकाल पर ताज़ियत का इजहार किया। इस मौके पर रुकन कांग्रेस शीला जैक्सन ली ने पाकिस्तानी माहिर तालीम बेगम अनवर रियाज कदीर को खराज अकीदत पेश करते हुए कहा, बेगम अनवर रियाज कदीर ने भरपूर जिंदगी गुजारी। पाकिस्तान में ख़वातीन की तालीम में उनका किरदार हमेशा याद रखा जाएगा। उन्होंने कई फलाही इदारों की सरपरस्ती की, ख़वातीन की सेहत, तालीम और तरक्की के लिए कोशा रहीं। बेगम अनवर रियाज कदीर लाहौर कॉलेज बराए ख़वातीन और नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में एक अरसे तक दर्स व तदरीस से वाबस्ता रहीं। उम्र के आखिरी हिस्से में अमेरिका में होते हुए भी वो पाकिस्तान में फलाही सरगर्मियों में पेश रहीं। शीला जैक्सन ली ने मरहुमा के अहले खाना को कांग्रेस की जानिब से खराज अकीदत की सनात और अमरीकी परचम पेश किया।
नाजरीन, मेरा नाम तारिक कदीर है। पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद।
We know that he took care of his mother every single day. He never wanted anything to happen to her. We know that because we are human, he took sick. And even in his sickness, he took care of his mother. And in his sickness, he lost his life. And can we not reflect on this good man so that God will continue to keep his family, members, and friends in peace in this time of bereavement? It is my prayer for all of you and for Mrs. Qadeer and her family. Sheila Jackson Lee, Member of Congress. A simple statement that cannot capture both his life and the love he had for this beautiful woman, only to be able to say that his memory will carry her and his love. And I will give this to her.
And may we be blessed and better than we came. This prayer we pray in the one who can do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask or think. We thank you for the life. We thank you for Sheila Jackson Lee. Bless her. In Jesus' name, amen.
Hello, Houston. I don't hear you. Hello, Houston, over here. I want to hear you. I'm so proud to be here. And the question I get most about my mother is not about her policy. It's not about her politics. It's about how does she keep going. And you know how she keeps going? It's because of each and every one of you, and because she has her purpose. And you know who taught her purpose? When she was running around her grandmother's knee, and then her mother and her father who didn't have the opportunities that she wants for all of Houston. And then when her high school counselor said, I think you should be a secretary, she said, no, I have a greater purpose. And she has kept her eye on that purpose day after day after day. And that purpose is service. Service for Houston, service for our nation. But I want to bring her home.
This city
Why not? Can she not be the believer in unity, and that togetherness will have us condemn all the ills and rise up to the fruits of this great city? Why can we not be a transformational city? Why can we not be the city that is a builder for eternity? Why can we not be the city that the keys are unlocked? Why can we not be the city that they pour in from around the world, investing in this great city? Why not?
We all know Congresswoman is a true friend of Pakistan. One question comes to all of us, and one question which I ask from your side, Congresswoman, why you want to run for the mayor of Houston? And I think that question is for you to answer. Please welcome Congresswoman Sheila Jackson-Lee.
Dr. Qadeer, I cannot thank you enough for the generosity of this evening and for the decades of friendship that so many even in this room may not know with Dr. Qadeer, his wife, and his boys that I have known from the early years. And I thank your family.
Thank you.
Your sister, mom that I knew, and many other family members, brother and others. So give Dr. Qadeer a very large applause, please. Appreciate him very, very, very much. And also to have given me the privilege of serving in the United States Congress, bringing about, for the first time in the history of the United States Congress, the U.S. Congressional Pakistan Caucus. Never was there a caucus before. And so now, with the 21st century well on the way, 2023, it is time for Houston to be defined as a destination city, to be defined as an international city, to be defined as a city that has both the conglomerate of energy and the innovation of green energy. There are 100 acres, just as an example. And we can engage on a discussion about a big cricket complex, which we know people are looking in other parts other than within the city limits. And that's what I want to see. So thank you so very much for listening. Houston rising, Houston moving into the 21st century, Houston building and building and building, and Houston full of opportunities, leaving no one behind. My opening remarks as I close and give you this: some people see things as they are and ask why. I see things as they should be and ask why not. Let us be the why not city. Thank you all so very much. I'm Sheila Jackson-Lee, and I've had the pleasure of serving in the United States Congress, and I'm just looking at all the many times that we worked together here in Houston and how I worked to make sure that there was federal healthcare funding and how we worked together to ensure that our public schools had funding, individual funding that I provided, law enforcement funding from the federal government. I was a problem solver, and when our natural disasters took hold of our city, particularly Hurricane Harvey, I was standing with local officials to make sure they got all the dollars that they needed. It's important to have a person that has been standing by you and a person with a record to then ask to be the next mayor of the city of Houston. I'd like to be your mayor, a mayor that does fix problems, does work on making sure our streets are repaired, making sure our water bills are not as high as they've been, ensuring that we have good mental health services for our community, and that we have investment in jobs and bring new businesses here. And an important element is to make sure that our whole city has good housing, not just one part of the city, and that everybody in the city, every neighborhood is accounted. Every neighborhood receives the basic services that should be needed. It's important to note that you have a mayor that has been successful in working with the federal government and fighting for Houston and helping Houston overcome her problems and being successful so that the people of Houston get the benefits of the federal government. And yes, we'll work with all governments, local, the county government, state government, and the federal government to make Houston the very best city that it can be. Houston will pop, and it will be with a leader who sees inspiration, who sees the future, who sees an investment of your young people, who sees opportunities for Houston to be the very best city in this nation. Sheila Jackson Lee, I am the change you can believe in. The next mayor of the city of Houston, go into the future with Sheila Jackson Lee.
Floods of astronomical magnitude hit Pakistan during the summer of 2022. Especially after August 28, 2022, country was hit by a phenomenon called monsoon rains on steroids. More than 33 million persons got affected by these floods and around 2 million homes were damaged. 21 million acres of agricultural land destroyed, and it is estimated more than $30 billion damage has been done. More than 20 million persons are still reeling even 5 months later as we are in February 2023. Immediate attention taken by co-chair of US Congressional Pakistani Caucus, Honorable Sheila Jackson Lee, is most commendable, and the humanity in Pakistan is truly indebted. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee with Rep. Tom Suzy of New York were in Pakistan right away on September 4, 2022, risking their well-being to enter into flood-ravaged areas at a time when pandemic of COVID-19 is not fully over. Her resolve to bring respite to the humanity in dire needs is indeed most heartwarming. On her return to the US, Honorable Sheila Jackson Lee spoke from her heart to the US House of Representative members to appeal for more help for Pakistani flood victims in a most positive and passionate manner.
Visiting Pakistan, the Congressional Pakistan Caucus, in the last 10 days, I could see water as far as the eye could see. The devastation is overwhelming. 33 million people displaced, more than 600,000 homeless, but more than that, hungry, and of course, homelessness without housing. I am continuing to thank the Biden administration for its initial support of the UN fund, $30 million, and the additional funding of $20 million. After our leaving and working with the administration, briefing in Islamabad, the United States military joined in dropping or delivering 300,000 tents. To my colleagues, more is needed. I'll be introducing legislation that reflects the delegation's work and as well their efforts. And that is, we need additional funding for this devastating condition.
और यहाँ पे आपको अहम खबर से आगाह करते चले, अमरीकी कांग्रेस में पाकिस्तान कॉकेस सैलाब मुतासरीन की इमदाद में इजाफे के लिए मुतहरिक चेयरपर्सन पाकिस्तान कॉकेस शीला जैक्सन ली ने ऐवान की अमूर खारजा कमेटी को खत लिख दिया। सैलाब से बेघर अफराद सद मौसम में इमदाद के मुंतज़िर है। शीला जैक्सन ली का खत अक्टूबर 2005 के ज़िलज़िले की तरह इमदाद बढ़ाकर $600 मिलियन की जाए। अमेरिका ने 2005 के ज़िलज़िले में बहाली और तामीर के लिए $500 मिलियन इमदाद दी थी। शीला जैक्सन ली की क़यादत में कांग्रेस वफ़द ने सैलाब ज़दा इलाक़ों का दौरा भी किया। इसी पर बात करते हैं, हमारे साथ मौजूद है डेमोक्रेट रहनुमा और पाकिस्तान कॉकेस के रुकन डॉक्टर आसिफ रियाज कदीर। डॉक्टर साहब, बहुत शुक्रिया आपके वक्त का। बताइएगा, अमरीकी कांग्रेस में पाकिस्तान कॉकेस की जानिब से ख़त लिखा गया और इमदाद में इजाफे के लिए काफ़ी मुतहर्रिक नज़र आते हैं, क्या कहेंगे आप?
देखें, जब कांग्रेसमैन शीला जैक्सन ली ने पाकिस्तान का दौरा किया था तो उसकी वापसी पे एयरपोर्ट पे उन्होंने की रिसेप्शन हुई थी और उन्होंने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की थी, जिसमें उन्होंने $50 मिलियन की इमदाद जो कि पहले मिल चुकी है उसका जिक्र किया था। उसी दिन उनसे मेरी गुफ्तगू हुई थी। हमने कहा था ये 50 मिलियन थोड़े हैं, डिजास्टर इतना ज्यादा है कि इसके लिए पाकिस्तान और यूएस के रिलेशनशिप अच्छे होने चाहिए और एक बिल पास होना चाहिए। मैं समझता हूँ अगर ये पैसे मिल गए और 600 मिलियन इमदाद मिल गई तो यूएसए और पाकिस्तान के रिलेशन में बहुत मजीद इजाफा होगा।
बहुत शुक्रिया। हमारे साथ मौजूद थे डेमोक्रेट रहनुमा और पाकिस्तानी कॉकेस के रुकन डॉक्टर आसिफ रियाज कदीर।
Excellencies, clergy, members, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, and the family of the Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, it's an honor for me to join today to celebrate the life of the Congresswoman, who not only in Houston or the United States, she rose beyond this border and touched the hearts of the people in Pakistan. Please go and ask the poor people of Pakistan the way she stood with them during the time of earthquake in 2005 and 2022. And not only that, she went there, and I being personally there, I saw the pain on her face. She came back and she fought for the congressional money for the uplifting and the disaster relief fund to the Pakistan for the poor people. She had long association with the people of Pakistan and the democracy. She's the beacon of light in Pakistan for her democratic credentials, her fight for civil rights and freedom. A sincere and true friend to Pakistan, she was a remarkable leader who worked tirelessly to strengthen Pakistan-US relations. As the chairperson of the Congressional Pakistan Caucus, she was pivotal in strengthening bilateral ties between the two countries. And acknowledging her services to Pakistan, the government of Pakistan conferred highest civil award to the Congresswoman. I came to Houston. The first event I went to, that was a charity function. 2 container loads were sent to some war-torn area, and there was Sheila Jackson. This speaks of her compassion for the poor. Then in between, everyone is talking about how she wore Houston cowboy hat. Whenever I went to Pakistani community events, she would come with a beautiful Pakistani dresses, very colorful dresses, that would speak of her diversity, of taking her constituents with her. And in the last event that I shared with her, she was there to speak about the rights and the education of women. I am sure her legacy will continue to inspire many women, many generations to come. But at least she has inspired my 2 little daughters. One is 7 years age and the other one is 6 years age. They just asked me, who is this lady? And she is talking for the women's right and the education. And how about Pakistan? She knows a lot. So on behalf of my community, Pakistani American community, we pay tribute. Our heart goes with the family and friends with the Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. May her soul rest in peace. Thank you very much.
And before you know it, she made it onto the smallest list we kept in the White House when I was there. It was called the Just Say Yes list. No, really. And so pretty soon Sheila made the list. She was the only freshman on the list, and the Just Say list meant this: whatever it is they want, sooner or later you're going to do it. So you might as well save the taxpayers the time and money of hassling them over it. It was almost like a tiger had gotten control of your calf. You'd look down and you'd see this huge creature just eating in your leg. And finally, you realized you'd be free if you just took a deep breath and gave in. Whatever she wanted was always good. It was good for somebody. It was trying to help somebody. It was, I thought it was great. We do all 30 years stuff, and there she is with President Biden still trying to make Juneteenth the holiday. Something especially important to Texans, as we all know. And through all those years, she did her job, and in the process became a real friend to Hillary and me. You just heard what Hillary said. I remember when they were trying to run me out of town, Sheila Jackson Lee basically said, "Oh, I like my president all right, but I really love the Constitution, and I don't think I'm going to give it to you." And she was just amazing. One of her critics once said she was an acquired taste, and I said I acquired it. Look, last time I checked, none of us were perfect. The most important thing is that every day you get up and you do your best and you keep going and you play the hand you've been dealt. So now we have a hand to play without our friend. But I'll tell you something. If you were a person of faith, and you ever met Sheila Jackson Lee, you know she is in there preparing her scorecard. And pretty soon she'll be hovering over us, keeping score. Did we make the most of this day? Do we still believe this is a country of we the people, charged with forming a more perfect union? I promise you she does. I treasure every minute we spent. I even love the few times I gamely tried to resist her entreaties to do something or another that I wound up doing anyway. I remember after 5 minutes talking to Sheila Jackson Lee, I realized that the thing I worried most about, which is that she would somehow suffer for taking Barbara Jordan's seat, was no sweat. Just by showing up and doing her best and being who she was, it would become her seat because it was your seat. And for 30 years, through sunshine and storm, we were friends. We are the longest lasting democracy in human history now because we had enough people like Sheila Jackson Lee who loved politics, liked to play the game, loved winning, hated losing. But we're in it for tomorrow. So I thank you, all of you, for what you said earlier today. I did try to help show her around when she showed up. I could see that she was something different, who might bend but never break, who might make a mistake now and then. Would it be one of the head, not the heart? Who really believed that we are all created equal, and therefore we deserve the chance to prove it. And that without a caring, loving, disciplined, ferociously competitive government and the rules that should apply in the private sector, too many people wouldn't get it. And all of her life, I watched her try to find new ways to deliver the goods. Today, we celebrate her success. Even more, we celebrate her effort. For in so many ways, when you think about America, she's about as good an example of delivered goods as I could imagine. So, I love you, girl. Thank you. Thank you.
Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee was a beacon of hope. She embodied the spirit nobody had. She was the chair of Pakistani caucus, a true friend of Pakistan. She went to Pakistan when there was floods and earthquakes. Government of Pakistan bestowed her a medal, Hilal Pakistan. I have the honor of her being a physician. One day she called me that she wants to meet me, a very special person. When I reached there, she introduced me, President Bill Clinton, who said, Congresswoman is a very special person for him. And when he was in White House, he had her on her short list and explained the short list mean when Congresswoman come to get her job done, just do it. Because if you didn't do it, she'll keep coming again and again and again till her job was done. And then he said that I want you to support Congresswoman's candidacy in the 18th district. That was the day till today. Congresswoman on my only list, only one person on my list. And my friends would tell me, Dr. Qadeer, why you put your all eggs in one basket? And I tell them that they hatch very fast. On the white coat ceremony in the White House, Congressman sent me to represent Texas on health policy. I was in White House for 6 hours with the President on the health policy of United States of America. Next day, the newspaper, our photographs were on the front page. That was no accident. It was Congresswoman all over that. Congresswomen were among the 10 most powerful women in the United States of America. She was the voice of reason in the power corridor of Washington, D.C., and she proudly served the 18th district. For me, she was the greatest Congresswoman for all time to come. God bless her, and may God place her in the highest place in heavens. And I want to give my condolence on the Pakistan community and my family to Erica, Jason, and Mr. Lee, because Congressman was there in the funeral when my mother died. I wish not only the I-45 name should be on Sheila Jackson Lee, but this community must rise to the occasion to put a statue of Congresswoman tall enough to be visible for centuries to come. Thank you.
पाकिस्तान कॉकस की साबिक चेयरपर्सन आंजानी शीला जैक्सन ली का ह्यूस्टन सिटी काउंसिल का खराज अकीदत। ह्यूस्टन सिटी काउंसिल ने एयरपोर्ट का टर्मिनल शीला जैक्सन ली के नाम से मंसूब कर दिया। इस हवाले से पाकिस्तानी निजात डेमोक्रेट डॉक्टर आसिफ रियाज कदीर की कोशिशें रंग ले आईं। उन्होंने एयरपोर्ट टर्मिनल मंसूब करने के लिए सिटी काउंसिल में खिताब किया और भरपूर वकालत की।
Years with Congresswoman, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, by dedicating a terminal in her name at International Airport, Houston. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee was more than a legislator. She was a tireless advocate of Houston, a global leader, and a passionate supporter of inclusivity and progress. She fought for our city on the national stage, ensuring Houston remains the hub of culture, commerce, and connectivity. Honoring her in this way ensures the legacy continues to inspire not only Estonians, but everyone who passes through our city. Let us seize this opportunity to celebrate her remarkable life and the values she stood for: leadership, resilience, and the pursuit of justice. Thank you for considering this passionate proposal to honor a true Houston icon. Your all collective decision puts Congressman Lee's legacy. He was a foot soldier of Houston. Honor her.
As I stand here, 1 year after the passing of Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, I feel the weight of a profound loss, not just of a friend, but of a fierce ally, a voice of justice, and the bridge that connected me and so many others to the halls of power in Washington, D.C. With her gone, I lost not only a confidant, but an access to Capitol Hill, the White House, the political muscle she carried with dignity and resolve. Her presence opened doors that are now harder to push. But more than that, I lost someone who believed in me and in the cause we championed together, especially for Pakistan and the underserved community of Houston. But her spirit remains in the airport terminal E, now named after her, in the lives she touched, and in the cause we must continue to fight for. This documentary is not just a memory, it is a vow to carry her legacy forward. Rest in power, Sheila. You are more than a congresswoman. You are a force of nature, and I, Dr. Asaf Qadeer, will never stop remembering, honoring, and walking the path we once walked together. This was my journey with Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, the greatest Congresswoman for all times to come for me.